Hi, my name's Ashley Wylde and welcome to my channel, Ashley's Wild Life. This week on the Gender Resources playlist, we're going to talk about gender policing. Gender policing is the act of imposing or enforcing gender norms based on an individual's perceived sex. Whoa. Let's back way up. There are so many problems even with just that simple definition. First of all, imposing and enforcing doesn't have any place in a person's own identity. If someone is self-identifying as something, that means that they get to decide what that means for them. There's no reason for anyone else to impose their own beliefs or to enforce any cultural beliefs. If you're imposing or enforcing something on someone else, you're making the claim that you understand that person's experience better than they do. No, you don't. Next, gender norms. In order for there to be norms, there also have to be alternative ways of doing something. If there was no alternative, we wouldn't call them norms. We wouldn't call them anything. There would be nothing to discuss. So the fact that we have gender norms means we also have gender non-conforming people. It's important to remember that something that is a norm doesn't mean it's the right way or even the best way to do something. It just means that's the way we are told to do it. That's the way we have been doing something. An example of a gender norm that is not based on any biological difference is shaving. Men and women and other genders have body hair, and so the fact that it's being enforced differently for one gender versus another makes the point that it's not based on anything logical. Women should be shaven. It's something we decided. Lastly, I want to break down the idea of perceived sex. Gender policing has to do with imposing norms onto someone based on your own perception of their sex. Let's just admit right out the gate that that is one gigantic assumption, that you don't know what a person's sex is. You don't know their hormones, chromosomes, internal or external sex organs, and it is improper to ask, which means to even begin to police someone's gender, you have to make wild assumptions about them. Then you're going to use those assumptions based on your experience, not based on anything about the individual person, to fuel the imposition of gender norms, which, as a reminder, are not always the right or the best way to do something, just the traditional way. I think you can begin to see how gender policing becomes increasingly problematic, but it still happens all the time. Gender policing is tremendously dangerous for trans individuals and for gender non-conforming and non-binary people, but it is also dangerous and damaging for cis people. As children, we are all gender creative. We explore gender. It's a natural part of growing up. When that exploration is criticized, or it's the reason that we are bullied, we learn to suppress our own authentic expression, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, for the sake of being liked. Happiness is incredibly difficult to attain if you're not being authentic. If you haven't questioned what gender norms you're adhering to just because of social pressure, I encourage you to do so, because in the pursuit of that answer, you will hopefully stumble upon a more authentic version of yourself. Thank you all for watching, and remember, pizza rolls, not gender roles. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. I'm running a Patreon campaign. If you know what Patreon is and you'd like to consider becoming a patron, follow the link in the description below. If you don't know what Patreon is, but you might want to consider supporting me, I would follow that link, and there's a video there that explains more in detail what that actually means. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.